But at least 100 people have been killed and more than 400 others wounded after Israel launched what it called an extensive wave of airstrikes towards Hezbollah targets in South and East Lebanon, raising fears of an all-out war in the Middle East. Israel's military said it targeted more than 300 Hezbollah sites in Lebanon, with some 150 airstrikes carried out in just an hour. It's one of the most intense barrages of Israeli airstrikes there in nearly a year of fighting. An air of unease in Lebanon as residents expressed growing fears of escalation. People in the capital have been rushing to pick up their children from schools as officials suspend classes in areas targeted by Israeli strikes. Residents reportedly received more than 80,000 suspected Israeli call attempts asking people to evacuate targeted areas. It's the first official warning issued to Lebanese people from Israel since the start of the Gaza war last October. Lebanon has called the phone warnings part of the psychological war.
من وراء التليفونات اللي عم تجينا عم يدقوا للعالم كلها، عم بيهددوا العالم كلها على التليفونات، جايين ناخذ الصبي من المدرسة. الوضع ما بيطمن. Hezbollah not backing down. The group targeted 3 sites in northern Israel, including military production facilities, in retaliation for Israel's attacks. With the security situation becoming more unpredictable, China has urged its citizens in Israel to leave as soon as possible or relocate to safer areas. Chinese citizens in Lebanon were previously asked to leave last month after an Israeli strike in the country killed a senior Palestinian militant. More now to Sarah Coates, who is live from Tel Aviv. Sarah, what's the likelihood that Israel could launch that ground incursion in Lebanon?
Hello there, Jill. That certainly remains a possibility. But what we are seeing right now is a massive aerial campaign really aimed at crippling Hezbollah's ability to fire rockets into Israel. And the IDF has just given another update saying it is preparing to strike in the Bekaa Valley, that is in the east of the country, known to be a Hezbollah stronghold, telling people who live potentially around weapons storage facilities to evacuate. Now, this is extremely troubling, this situation on the ground. According to Lebanon's health ministry, already 100 people have been killed, hundreds of others wounded, with the Israeli military saying that it's already hit hundreds of targets inside this country. Now, schools on both sides of the border, they do remain closed, while a number of hospitals have been put on war mode as they prepare for a mass casualty scenario. Now, the Israeli Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, he is calling for calm, saying that the Israeli public do need to remain composed over the coming days as world leaders call for an immediate ceasefire, really fearing that this could potentially see the region slip into all-out war.
Indeed. Sarah, also paint a picture for us of the situation on the ground in Gaza.
It is certainly dire. What's been seen over the course of the day are more airstrikes, especially in Deir al-Balah. And very early this morning, there was actually rain in this region. We do need to remember the situation that these people in Gaza are facing. Most of the population internally displaced, living in tents. So you can just only imagine the situation on the ground. It's been extremely hot for the last few weeks. Now people are dealing with flooding. Now, this comes as reports surface that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is weighing a plan for a siege on northern Gaza. And this would be potentially to put pressure on Hamas and its leader, Yahya Sinwar, to agree to a ceasefire and a hostage deal. Now, also, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has been denying reports that he has been torpedoing a deal. He's come out to say that we are doing everything we can to bring out 30 living hostages in the first phase of a deal. But at this hour, from all reports, a deal does remain elusive. Jill.
As always, thank you so much, Sarah Coates, reporting live there from Tel Aviv.